and welcome to part 2 of Flory Fest 2024. Here we are with you for the next couple of hours, sharing our vast modelling knowledge. Take that with a pinch of salt. Everyone looks a bit surprised at that one, definitely. Yeah, that's it, and everything. Anyway, today we are joined, or this afternoon I should say, by our special guest, little Noah. So this is John's little grandson, who's
Little
how
Noah.
old now, John?
Say hello. You're on telly, look.
Hey!
You're famous to the
Very
world.
How old's Noah now?
14 months.
14 months.
So,
There you go.
yeah, I've sort of got collared for a baby and dog sitting. I've got Winnie down here, but you can't see her. She's Sparko.
Bless. Old to be 14 months, being able to crap yourself, get fed all the time, and sleep.
Sleep when you want.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Perfect
Thanks.
life, really, isn't it? And you get these people, they want to grow up far too soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
14 months or 90 years, you both.
Yeah, well, that's it. I was going to say, and then you come to the other end of it, and you end up doing that at the end as well.
Yeah.
So, yes, definitely. Anyway, I all trust you're doing very well. Thank you for all your kind orders, comments, and feedback as well from this morning. Thank you to the people who reached out to me about graphic design and doing some artistry bits. I'll get in contact with you either after the show today or obviously over the next couple of days when I get a spare minute. Can you imagine? It's a little bit of a nightmare putting all this lot together. So, obviously, the biggest question is, what did everyone have for lunch? Andy?
I had a tuna sandwich.
Very nice. Was it sustainable? Bluefin and all the rest of it? Whatever they call it? Tree hugger variety?
I've not got a clue.
Or is it a John West out of a tin?
Probably John West out of a tin, I think. I don't know. John Smith showed it for
Fair
me.
enough.
Pretty
Is it
probably just
flip-
John West out of a tin.
Flipper friendly, isn't it? They've got to be for that?
Is it? I don't know.
Don't know. Very nice. Anyway, Nathan. I bet Nathan's had something nice. There you go.
Korean noodles.
Korean noodles.
These are going to clear the cold, and they did a bit.
Yeah, so me and Nathan were discussing this whilst you guys were having lunch, and we were saying about it's one of those, it either burns your nostrils out and clears you that way, or it doesn't. And it reminded me of the time me and John were in that curry house in Torquay, and you had that real hot one, and you were almost crying because it was that hot. His head was dripping, and I'm like opposite him saying, "Is it nice?" "Oh yeah, it's really nice." It's like, Christ, I like to see what a bad one tastes like. Looks like.
It's like being tortured.
It was a bit warm.
It was a bit warm, but yeah, I'm total wuss. I am. I have the mild. What's the mildest thing you've got? And they're
Korma.
like plain rice.
Korma.
So
Always,
yes, that,
always cleans you out one end or the other, doesn't it?
well, with John, it was coming out of his pores, literally on the top of his head. It was coming out of
Yeah.
everywhere.
Thing is, I sweat like that even if I have a korma.
No, Jesus. So it did look, and even when I smelt it, it was making my eyes water. So that was fine. Anyway, what did you have for lunch, John?
I had a ham and mustard sandwich.
Very nice. Very good. And what did Noah have?
No, I had spaghetti bolognese and a orange smoothie.
Nice.
And he's just
Very-
demolished half a Biscoff biscuit.
Cool.
Give him a Jaffa cake.
Yeah, you should have had your Jaffa cakes.
Yeah, no, they're Gramps' favourite. He's not having them.
Oh, right.
That's
The
harsh.
love only goes so far.
Yeah.
Very nice. And you, Matthew, did you have?
I had a ham and Gouda cheese with coleslaw sandwich and some cheese and onion hula hoops.
Oh, God, cheese and onion hula. God, I haven't had them for a while.
Do you know
Yeah.
what? Because I don't normally go shopping for food, and I went this week because I wanted
Oh, right.
what I wanted to pick. And I was like, oh, hula hoops. I got the multi-pack, so you get the barbecue beef, plain, and all that. I don't eat
That's
salt
it.
vinegar because I don't like them, but I like
Mm.
hula hoops. And yeah,
Yes.
cheese and onion hula hoop was really nice. Enjoyed
There
it.
is something about a hula hoop. Very nice.
There is. There is. Yeah.
Do you put them on your
Cool.
fingers then bite them?
Yeah.
No, I just shove them in like I'm full. You just don't get enough anymore in a packet.
No,
It's just
no.
not
The
enough.
packets have got smaller now. You have to have what they call a family share bag. It's like what I used to have as a kid.
Can you
You
still
know, it's
get
about
them,
the same.
the massive ones? You know when they did the really big hula hoops?
Yeah, they still do the giant
Yeah.
hula hoops. Yeah,
The giant
yeah.
ones. Can you still get them?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're still available. Yes.
Because I like them and Seabrooks crisps.
Yeah, Seabrook crisps are very nice. Yes.
Yeah, so there you go. But yeah, that's what
Nice.
I had. It was very nice.
And as for me, because my other half's at work and I'm home alone, I had leftover cold pizza. which
Oh,
food of champions. To be honest, I might have had that for my breakfast as well.
Do you know what? Hey, Phil, last Sunday, because obviously I was on my own, that's exactly what I had for my breakfast and for my dinner was pizza from the night before.
That's literally what I've just had. So, yeah,
Three-
demolish me pizza.
3 minutes, 190 degrees in the air fryer. Perfect.
Yeah,
No,
absolutely.
I just ate it cold off the.
I did have it cold, I must
off the
admit. I've had
cutting
this
board.
cold. But I've still got a little bit left. So I'm going to have that for my tea as well, I think. It'll be pizza day. So, and then the other half will come home and said, have you eaten anything decent? Yes, I have. I've cleared up. Yes. Yeah, what have you had? I had leftover pizzas. So, yes.
Twice.
Good job. Anyway, trust you're all doing very well and you're enjoying the show so far. I have picked, I picked out a winner. What I did was to choose my randomest of things as going round. I was literally just going through and scrolling, and wherever I stopped is whoever won it. And actually, it stopped right in the middle. I'm just being honest. So the two winners of a tray is goes to Lee Wright and Debbie Wigley. So, because the cursor fell right between you two. So, but again, so if you would like to send me a message on sales@Flory Models or use the contact me on the Flory Models site, then I will get one of those off to you in the post. I don't know where you live, so it doesn't matter. I'll ship it worldwide. So this afternoon, I'll be giving away a nice polo shirt, as long as you have XL size. Because I might have got a few of them after a small ordering error on my part. So, but you'll be a polo shirt. So it's one of these nice ones under here. It's got the logo on the back and all the rest of it. So I'll be giving away one of those this afternoon. So usual thing, just post your name down and all the rest of it. And I'll be picking out a winner randomly from that. All right. So good luck to everybody take part. And I'll be giving some more stuff off away tomorrow afternoon as well. So yes, well, and tomorrow morning. So cool.
Everybody's agreeing about cold pizza, day after pizza.
Well, it's nothing better, is it?
Tim's put trouble with pizza these days. It's cheaper to order 2 large and 2 sides than it is just to order a small pizza. He's right.
Very true. Yeah, absolutely.
Very true.
Yeah.
And Cole's put cold leftover pizza is the best. You're right, Cole. It actually is.
I had it this morning for breakfast, and I was like, "Oh, yeah. It seemed better." I have to say, it was even better than it was warm last night. So
I never have pizza left over for it to have it the next day.
Oh, you animal! You keep a bit back. It used to be the thing when you were a teenager, wasn't it? You've been out clubbing, and if you have a kebab, you never fancy that the next day. But if you got pizza and it's down the side of the bed, it would be like, that'll do.
Yeah,
whilst having a fag, welcome back to the 90s,
Oh, God.
So, yes, that's it.
Sounds like the slobs off bloody Harry Enfield, that, doesn't it?
It pretty much my flat.
In
fact, I think theirs was better decorated than mine. Mine was more like the young one's apartment. So anyway, quick run round. Don't forget, while we're here, we're trying to sell you stuff. Let's be honest about it. So I've got fantastic deals for you. We've got full sets of washes, just 30 quid. Bottles of wash, I think they're about £4, just under £4 each. We've got the thick and the thin washes available for you. We've got the pigments on special as well, or on sale. We've got all the merchandise you could ever want, including the polo shirts. We've got the t-shirts. We've got the aprons. We've got the hoodies. We've got the mugs as well. So we've got the last of the Kareem mugs down there. How many have we got now? 10 left. So only 10 left. So if we can get rid of them over today and tomorrow, I'll be very happy. So if you want a limited edition Flory Models Europe mug, because after today, after tomorrow, they will be no longer available. And the rest of it, unfortunately, we're selling out of stuff. So we're selling out of tweezers fast, and unfortunately, we're out of plastic card. But I'll get a restock of all of those. Will be coming in. I should think, the week after I get back from SMC over in the Netherlands. All right, so we'll be doing that one. But anyway, just pop over to the store. Links for all of this and much, much more are down below on the site. All right, so we've got that one. PM store over there, they've obviously got the 10% weekend. So it's 10% off everything on orders over 25 quid. And obviously it's all your paints and sundries and all your other bits and pieces are down here as well. All right, and for everybody who keeps asking, go on.
I was about to say, that includes Flory washes.
Yes,
so if you wanted a Flory wash and something else, you get one from me.
Yeah, this is it. Absolutely.
Just saying.
So everything is available down there. For everyone who's saying, where's the kits are over on Don Kits. So we've obviously got Don Kits 17. Just put that into Google and it comes up top of your list, or Don Kits 17 on the eBay store. And that's where all the kits are these days. They are all down in there at fantastic prices.
I say we will be changing it to PM models next week.
Yes, it will become PM models properly, but we were using it as a sort of dumping ground, for want of a better word.
Yeah.
But everything's sort of on there now as well, so you can get that, and there's loads of it, as you say. There's
And the
you know,
majority,
lots and lots
majority
of
of the kits are free postage. So
yeah.
There you go.
choose.
So yeah, grab
Right.
yourself a bargain. Lots of bargains up on there. So if you're wondering where all the kits are, that's where they are, just down in there like that. Don't forget, over at Bravaco, they've got various things going on. You get all your DSP or your display stuff from them direct. All right, go to the source. Also, there are European distributor for all the Flory model stuff as well. So you just come down in here, click to go into the store, and they've got a special sale price as well, which basically mirrors what I'm doing. So we're roughly about the same price. So if you are inside the EU, you can get all your various stuff from them down in there as well. So just literally click on the links down below and you can go over to them. So if you're in the EU, buy from them, not from me, because otherwise you'll get caught with customs and charges and things like that. You buy direct from them, you don't. All right. The other thing we got going on as well, Gary, hold on, where's the thing? There it is. Over at Tiger Hobbies is kindly giving away a 10% discount with the promo code PM Tiger 10, all lowercase, as I'm showing it on the screen now. So it's PM Tiger 10, and you get 10% off everything on their store, including the stuff that's already on sale. So if it's on sale, you get a further 10% off as well. So if you pop along to those as well, which say links are down below on all the pages, just pop over to Tiger Hobbies UK. And obviously this is just for the UK as well. I don't think they ship outside the UK. So you can grab those as well from there. And last up, obviously, if you pop over to High Altitude Hobbies, over in the US, obviously Brett's doing some things with the washers as well. So if you need washers and you're in the North America, Canada, USA, things like that, you can save yourself a bit of time and money on postage as well about buying it all from him. All right, so you can go over and get all the stuff over there and you'll be sorted and good. So that's what we're up to.
I think Noah approves.
I think Noah says everyone should go out and grab themselves a bargain.
Exactly.
So,
He's doing. I've had a thing from our friend Mr. Kev.
Yes.
You remember about the rope situation?
Yes.
He said that's good stuff. If you can see
Hold
that.
on. I can zoom in. Yes.
Basics braided hook link.
Yeah. Camo green. Is that fishing? Is that fishing gear? I don't know.
I don't know. I must admit, I haven't heard of that.
But anyway, that's he says that's good, and obviously we know Kev because of his fantastic dioramas and
yes,
and
he
stuff
did do
does.
a rather tasty one that was on yesterday's gallery. So
he did it.
Yes.
That's going to SMC. He's going to win.
Is he? Yes,
Best
he
in
did
show
say because
that.
Kev's going to be over there, but he is staying at the Shining Hotel, as I call it.
Oh, yeah,
So,
exactly, Noah. It's exactly
I
what
would
we
know
think
as well.
to that.
So yes, it's an old, wasn't it a nunnery we were saying last time we were there? It's a nunnery, isn't
it's
it?
an old convent, weren't it? So
if you imagine, the rooms are very sparse and very like the hallways are very straight and long, and it's like something from The Shining, that place.
it's
So,
it's a bit sinister. If that's a word, isn't it? So basically, if Kev don't win Best in Show, he's no point coming back from the Netherlands. He's banned from the UK, you know.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, you better come back with something. So definitely.
Yeah, it's fishing line, Matt.
Is that where it's fishing line? I forgot about that.
It is a fishing line.
Good ropes and stuff. Yeah, there you go.
He's doing camo colours.
Camo.
Camo colours.
Yeah.
Camo. So anyway, all of America's woken up now because obviously it's far too early for them. So hello to Gary, who's over in wherever he is, Illinois in the USA, and I did see some other USA ones coming through as well. So good afternoon to everybody who's joining us for the first time this afternoon. Lovely to have you along. So the way it's working this year, instead of us doing live demos, although we might do some of those as well, we've done videos, pre-recorded videos to show you. So we've got those this afternoon, including ones which you'll see in a minute on using real colour paint and how I go about using it. I've got another one about using LP paints, Tamiya lacquer paint. So it was used on this with blacks and things like that. Then I've got another one on using extreme metals, which is this one, to be honest, using it for aluminum or aluminium, depending where you are. And I've got another one about using it on buffables as well. So using buffable paint. So I've done an aluminium one on here, and then obviously we've got a dark iron on the front as well, and then buffing it as well. So we've got those coming up either today and in tomorrow's shows as well. And Matt's got a load of other ones as well, haven't you, Matt?
There's a
Which
few.
we'll go through. We will talk about those as well. So yes, good job. Yes, look. Kev does the best dioramas ever. I agree. He's very good at it.
Yeah, very good.
I have to say
I
that,
do
'cause
like that
he lives
Churchill
local.
crocodile. Come out
It
really
is
nice.
very good.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's very rare I ever put 2 photos up. But because it was quite a thin landscape photo on today's gallery one, so I actually put another one up so people could see the full height of it as well and appreciate it, because it didn't really do it justice, one photo. It's one of those with Kev's dioramas, you have to look at it from all the angles. It's one of those, you know, where it really is to appreciate it all.
It's going to be fun getting it to, over to the Netherlands in one piece, isn't it? Wonder who's driving.
Again, I must admit, I have seen various people, because isn't it the New Zealand Nationals as well this weekend? I think it's the big show in New Zealand as well, and I was seeing some of the people trying to box up their models and get it to there as well. So yeah, that's a bit of a thing.
It's an art form, isn't it? I'm into
is.
this stuff now. This card.
Plastic
stuff.
card.
No, this stuff.
Oh, the foam board.
Oh,
Yeah, foam
board.
board.
Obviously, I've got my 110 sitting in there at the minute. But whatever I'm bringing to Telford, I'm going to make a box up with this stuff and pack it out, because it's light but strong.
Yes.
Yeah, this stuff's brilliant. I've just got.
Do you
loads
hot
of
glue
these
it
boxes.
together?
Eh?
Do you hot glue it together, or do you glue
it's
it?
hot glued together.
Yeah.
I've even got a straighter look in the bottom. Can you see from off cut?
Oh yeah, posh. Yeah.
Yeah. So the only thing is, I did a bit. Obviously, my measuring up. I've got a. But that's for airflow. Just so
is it?
It gets stale inside when I put a lid on it.
Okay, that's it. So they can breathe. We don't want them to suffocate.
No. Exactly that.
I'll let the last bit of varnish gas off, won't it?
That's exactly it, because it will be lastminute.com. Yeah.
Definitely. Cool. Right, so to start off this afternoon, what we're going to do is I'm going to run a quick video. It's only 4 minutes out of your life, so if you need a cup of tea, grab it now. And we're going to talk about using the AK line of paints, the lacquer versions, the new and the old, and things like that, if this works well. Okay, so painting with the AK Real Colours paints. Now, it doesn't matter if you've got the old-fashioned glass jar version, which are down in here, which are 10mm ones, or the much newer 15mm plastic dropper bottles like this, all right? Basically, they are the same paint right inside, apart from, obviously, this one, you've got the traditional bottle with the dropper top on the top, and then this one, you've got the more classic, shall we say, glass bottle. So first thing to know about these paints, make sure you mix them well. They are basically lacquer based, although they will thin with IPA. All right, so they're alcohol. So again, they're a little bit of a hybrid. They're really, really good, but I like to use them with lacquers. So for this here, I've got some Tamiya lacquers. This is the orange top or the buff top ones. All right, so give this a good mix, and sometimes just a good shake isn't enough to get these paints going. This is a new bottle, so what we're going to do is properly mix it up from the bottom. So we're making sure that it's all well mixed right the way through. It's really important with all your paints, no matter which one it is, to make sure the paint is mixed thoroughly, because shaking, sometimes you can have large lumps of it flowing around in here, and these large lumps can actually get into your paint, into your airbrush, and will block your airbrush from actually flowing. All right, so to start off with, my thinning ratios for this paint is usually around about 60, that's 60, to 40% paint. So 60% thinners down into this one to 40% paint. So we'll just pop this down in here, and we'll give it, first of all, a brush full, just like this, and probably a second brush full into this mix. Sometimes I'll actually thin this even more, sorry, thin it even more to 70% thinners and 30% paint for really good coverage. So again, really, really good mix in the colour like this. So you can just about still see your bristles on your paintbrush, and you'll be ready to paint. All right. So the airbrush that we're going to actually using for this one, this is the cheap £20 Fenger airbrush, which I rave on about. All right. So it's got the 0.2 needle nozzle set combo in this one. So it's quite a small little nozzle onto this one. So we're just going to get the paint, and we're going to pour it in. Out of the way, and then obviously we'll pop the top on. We'll just grab a little bit of this, move these out of the way, and then we're going to come in and we're going to spray. So we'll first of all check our spray. There we go. Air pressure wise, it's got a Mac valve onto it. So you do that thing. If you can hear it crackling, you need to up your air pressure or thin your paint, one or the other. But, you know, working pressure, I would say, is around about 10 to 12 PSI on this one. So going straight onto neat plastic, we just pick the swing top. So first of all, nice little, just a dusty coat right the way over the wing. Nothing too fancy. This is just what I call a gripper coat, so the paint on your subsequent coats have got something to grip onto. All right, so that's just down on there like that. And then we'll come in now with a second heavier coat. So again, nice and slow. And you're looking for a nice shine on your paintwork as you go through. Because this is lacquers, it will dry incredibly quick. As you can see, covers very, very nicely. And then through onto the ends. All right, so that's the second coat down, and then your third coat, we really want it to be quite shiny. All right, so it's got that nice sort of, you know, almost wet look to it. So again, a little bit slower, a little bit closer. It's looking nice and wet. Next, check it around there, and there we go. Hopefully you can see looking nice and wet, and that is your paintwork basically done. Gorgeous smooth finish, and that will be absolutely great on any surface of your model, just like that. So it's really got a nice good shine to it. So these paints actually are basically a satin to a gloss finish, so they're great. You can decal straight over these, so forth and so on. So we'll just let this one dry and we'll have a proper look at the paint. Okay, so this is dried around about 10 minutes, totally dry, really nice and smooth, as you can see, really, really glossy. So when you're using these paints, remember, thin them at least 60 to 70% thinners. This works great with rapid drying thinners, as well as obviously slow set thinners and normal thinners. Highly recommended to be using with lacquers, and it works absolutely great first time. There we go, you don't need to see that. And here we have the said wing. All right. And it's got a beautiful smooth finish. So one thing I was just going to mention, the reason I thin it that much is that these paints have got absolutely fantastic coverage. The pigment is really, really good and solid on these. That scratch is maybe something to do with the puppy trying to chew it earlier. But so yeah, so as you can see, it's really, really smooth. You could easily decal onto this. You could weather straight onto it and away you go. But the reason it's nice and smooth is because it's a little bit of a wet coat. That last one gives it time to self-level right the way over. If you find you've got a little bit of texture and it's looking dead flat, chances are you're spraying too far away from your model, or you've actually got too higher air pressure. So you're physically drying it before it hits the surface. So you should get a really nice satin finish right the way over it. And that's the thing with the real color paints, is that pretty much all of the ones in the normal sort of air series are a satin or almost gloss finish, where obviously if you look at the ones which are the what they call the sort of military ones, they are a dead flat finish. I mean proper dead flat. Did Noah enjoy that?
What's it?
John's making funny noises.
It's your funny, Phil.
This is it. Well, this is me.
Can I
yes.
say, while that video was on, I've got the YouTube on my other screen, yeah, in full screen. And I was gluing together my phantom wing.
Oh, look, there you go, you see.
And I turned round and I could see that I saw the phantom wing on the screen. I'm thinking, how come they've got me on screen?
Taking you for it. But yeah, so the real colours, as I say, it's one of those things. For members, you'll know, I spoke about it when we spoke about spraying the eagle down in here, is that the only thing I do to it is, all of mine have got, I put into there a marine grade, and make sure it is a marine grade, because we've had this before, because they say marine grade, but they're not really. Bless him. And yeah, you can literally... Mr. Tumble, that's it. Chuckle Brothers more like. So, but yeah, so what you can actually do is use a marine grade nut, put it into your paintwork, and that way it will agitate the stuff at the bottom. Because my only downside to these things is that mixing them, you can't mix them thoroughly. because they haven't got an agitator in there, and you always get the thick pigment down the bottom. And to get that to wake up, so I always stick a marine grade stainless steel nut in there, and you'll be absolutely fine with it, just like that. And the other question was, I know Gary answered one as well, the Fenger airbrush, which is one of these that we got here. So it's a 20 quid airbrush, and I put lacquers through mine every day of the week, and literally I've had this one for probably around about 18 months now, and it was only a month ago that I changed out the needle and the nozzle. I haven't changed out the seals, and it is using literally those all the time. All right. And again, ooh, we got paint in there. Didn't even know we had paint in that. So yes, remember to clean out your paintbrush. And also to answer that one Gary was talking about, which is obviously about the state of, if I can get this off, your colour cup. This here is actually a Jesus, what's it called? A PS270. And again, it's one of those ones where the nickel comes out the bottom. And I'll tell you what that is. That is actually, I always mix mine with a paintbrush, and the edge of the paintbrush is metal, and it scratches that ring around. And because it scratches the actual nickel plating down into it, it then can get underneath it and it destroys it and takes it away. You don't get a metallic fit to your paintbrush, but you do end up with that. And everybody's colour cup I know does that. So what you don't want to do is have a metal edge on it. It will work its way through slowly, but that is its perfect height when you measure it for the actual being scratched all the way around in here, because that's what I end up doing with mine. But I think everybody sort of tends to go down. But I've got H&S's, I've got Iwaters, I've got, you know, Pachets and all the rest of it. They've all done it in one form or another because the nickel just gets eaten out by it. All right. So, but I won't worry about it. It doesn't affect your painting. Doesn't stop anything. You know, it's one of those things. It's just, it's not a problem. I know a lot of people have people mention it to me before saying, "Oh, what would you do?" Don't do anything. Just keep using it. It's absolutely fine.
And embrace the brass.
Yes, that's it.
Quickie for you, Phil.
Mm-hmm.
Where am I? Who was it? Steve Richards Scales Model says, how can I become a member, please?
Oh, right. Funny you mentioned that. So, the easiest way for you to become a member is if you pop along to the main site, okay, and you click over here, just click on membership. You can join the 3,000 other members on the site. Literally, there's two ways of doing it. If you're inside the UK, the easiest way is to just click on here and just put your name and address, just so purely I know you're inside the UK. And you can go in through PayPal if you want to do it that way. And literally, it's £5 a month, 50 quid a year. That's it. All right. Price of a coffee per month. All right. If you're in the EU or you want to pay on a credit card or something like that, then the easiest way for you to do it is literally come through and go through our thing on Patreon. So if you click on there, it'll take you to Patreon and you can set it up that way. And the big thing to remember, and I have a lot of people tend to forget it, is that Patreon members get full access to absolutely everything. In the past, our Patreon members saying, I don't get all the video builds because there's like 100 odd full video builds and God knows how many other stuff and everything else. You do, you get everything. So you will get full access to the forum where everything is inside it as well. So if you're not using it, you should. But when you first signed up with Patreon, I send you a link which has got all your login details and everything, and you just have to choose your own password, and that gets you into the forum where all the live stuff is as well. I know most of it now is on there, but onto Patreon as we do it. But if you go back, I think more than 3 years now, that it's not actually on Patreon, because obviously we can't upload it to Patreon because there's hundreds and hundreds of videos to go up. But you still have full access to everything. You can just come on and do it that way. So, but if you want to join the family, please do.
Also, if you're a Patreon, you get access to the Big Brother cams, don't they, Phil, that everybody don't get to see?
Yeah. Do they? Yes, that's right. Were you talking about Andy's OnlyFans thing again? Yeah, £25 off of that last night. If you know, that's why he wasn't talking to us. So yes, he's far too busy. Yes, if you hear that funny sound going do, that's Andy. Right, anyway, so yes, you can join us down on there. Anyway, I will just pop back over onto the forum. Some of the guys obviously been posting up some of their work. So Tom, and hope everything goes well for you, Tom. I did read it last night. Yes, hope everything's going really well for you. Keep the faith, brother. It's all good. So yes, a very fantastic Italeri F35B 148 scale.
Oh,
nice markings.
Is it?
This is the Atelieri one, yes.
Oh, that's nice. That don't look bad, that, does it?
It's all right, isn't it? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's all
So
right.
yes, it scrubs up all right. So very nice indeed. And then Jason, he's got a 15. Is that a B or is that a different one? I don't know which version that one is actually. Can't see the lumps and bumps on it, so I'm thinking it's a B, seeing it's in. So, oh, D, sorry. That's it. They did the D. My mistake. So that's the Academy version. Very nice indeed. So good luck with that one. And we'll pop along. So members, if you want to post up any of your pictures, post them up now on this afternoon's thread in the forum, and we'll go back and have a look at those. I meant to do it on the side, but I missed it earlier.
Have we had any Instagram photos?
To be honest, I haven't been on Instagram. I can check. God help us. I've got 8 million tabs open here, and you're now making me do another one.
You've got 2 screens. Stop complaining.
Yeah, but one of them's running this. I've got another one running that one.
Very messy.
I've got 3. Hold on.
John's muted himself.
What? You don't have to mute, John.
Unmute yourself, John. We've decided that you've got to bring Noah to Telford.
Yeah,
yes.
Totally.
That's it. You need to smuggle him away for the weekend to come to Telford because he'll be a bundle of laughs. And we just stick him on somebody's table.
Right, where are we? Here we go, we're in. So we do tagged. So if you want to see your pictures up on here, I don't know if there's any actually in here. I have to have a look. Oh, there's a few in here, I feel. I don't know where we got to last time. So I'm going to take a wild punt here and I'm going to go about here. All right. So, but you can put us up on your Instagram. So just tag official Flory models and then you'll appear here. So very nice job. So what have we got here? This is it's a Gecko SA8 missile system. This is a Trumpeter 135th scale.
All right, yeah.
Very nice.
That's a beastly.
Mm.
Well, it's cool, isn't it?
It does
Nice
look cool,
weathering.
actually. Who's doing that?
What's that? Themo 977.
Huh.
Nice weathering.
Or Thomo, sorry. So yes, good job.
Yeah, nice
We've
one.
also got, we did see this one on the show, wasn't it?
The Zach Speed.
Yes.
That does look nice.
That does look cool.
That's a
doesn't
cool photo as well, actually, isn't it? I like that. Look at
Yeah.
that, Andy. That's a proper escort, that is.
it? Yeah.
It's a Hilary one.
Yeah, because
I assume so. It's the Esky kit, isn't it? So it'll be Reeboks by Tallery now. So
Yeah. That's come out lovely, that.
Okay.
I'm tempted to do another car kit. I've not done one this year, I don't think.
No.
I normally do at least one a year just for something different.
Yeah.
That's to keep his professional work skills in check.
Mr. Massey, doing this is the 32nd scale Revell, which actually scrubbed up really well. Mosquito. Little Mozzie.
I mean, is that? I know it's old, and obviously now you've got the HK one and the Tamiya one, which is the fighter. That's the bomber version, isn't it? That one.
This is a Bemir, yes.
How bad is that kit?
I don't know. I've never built it. But it is very old, isn't it?
I've never even seen it. So, you know, it don't look bad. I think that looks like a
I was going to say, it looks good
really
to me.
nice. So
yeah, definitely, very nice indeed. Tom's we've just seen. So that I think we're just looking at apparently it's Mark on about the Corsair. This is the Magic Factory one. We got Mark's also working on what is that? That is
Dornier. That's the Dornier.
Is it Dornier? Yes.
Push me, pull your thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So is that 32nd? Is it or?
I don't know. He hasn't said.
That looks like an 8K.
I think that's like a 48th one, isn't it? Is it? Oh, I don't know. Looking at that.
No, I think it's the
32nd HK one, yeah.
32nd one. Unless, yeah. I don't know if we'll have to put up. Tell us what it is.
That's a Corsair. That's a Corsair,
that's
not a
a
Dornier.
Corsair.
Yeah.
He says the Magic Factory one.
It's the
It's the Magic Factory Corsair. Oh, it is a Corsair. Yeah. God, we're terrible.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
that.
I saw that. To be honest, I thought that looked like a Dornier as well.
Yeah, but no, it's a Corsair, obviously. Oops.
Yes. Our bad. Sorry. Quick. Moving on. Gloss
Is
over
that the Magic Factory one then?
Yes, that's the Magic Factory one.
Yeah, that looks all right. Yeah, can't even get the
We're
right.
going to have to build one of their kits.
Jeez.
Yeah, we'll just gloss over that. We'll edit it out.
Just mute that out. Edit that out.
Mute it. You're right. We'll edit it out, so it'll be all right. No one will know. But no, I'm going to have to build a Magic Factory kit because bless them, they do really, really good to me, and they send me all these kits, and I've never built one yet. But I've got their Corsairs, which I'd love to do. I've got the Skyhawks, I'd really love to do. I've got the Missile Battery, and they've got some other stuff which they've promised me as well that's coming down the line shortly. You're going to
build their Puma.
Puma? Yes, I am going to do their little Puma, their semi-second Puma.
Yeah, for the turkey shoot. So you're going to build one.
I will do that. But yeah, they got their carrier and everything, isn't it? So they got some really, really nice stuff, and it's really thing. I like that bike. Me and Matt looked at their bike, didn't we?
That one,
a couple of weeks ago on one of our shows. Does look nice. I might see if I can get a bike out of them.
I'm sure they'll let you have one at some point.
I think. I asked nicely.
Yeah.
Matt says, "Can I pretty please have a bike?"
Emma Crazy says, "Is the Skyhawk any good?" I think you reviewed that, haven't you, Phil?
Reviewed it again. It's had mixed reviews because obviously I review on what I see, and I go on a kit on how I see it. Obviously, I've never built it, so I'm giving you my impressions, and it always is my first impressions. I don't trawl the internet and want to know the ins and outs of the kit because, as far as I'm concerned, it's not my review. Then I'm just reading what everyone else says. So it literally is that thing about it's my review, and I know a lot of people have said about it is that it's over riveted. But then I over-rivet anything. I over-riveted the Halifax. I over-rivet because I like them. I like rivets. It gives depth and stuff to models. And I know I appreciate that a lot of the time they're puttied over and stuff like that. I'm not that bad. I don't do Spitfire wings and things. But, you know, it's one of those. I think it just adds a lot of detail. And to be honest, the rivets are there. They might be painted over and buried. So it's up to you if you want to get rid of them or not. But I know that was the major criticism, that there's a lot of rivets on it. And apparently it is a little bit handful because it's especially the front end in 3 parts and things like that. So, but again, it depends. If you got like hostage fingers or sausage fingers, then you know it can be probably a little bit clumsy. But I think it's a delicate part. But one of our guys on the forum, he did one the other day. It was on the reveal show. Looked absolutely stunning. It was one of those ones that looked really, really good. So again, it's one of those inspirational builds.
That was the
Wasn't
one that
it
was
Noah?
all opened up, wasn't it?
Yeah, he had it all opened up.
Yeah,
full weapons load on it. It really looked nice, nicely weathered, nicely done model that was. So
you should see Phil's Tamiya Mosquito. It's got rivets everywhere.
Yes, I did. I just riveted the wings. I did the fuselage. I like rivets. So yes, very, very good. Speaking of which, Gordon is currently working on. He says, great show this morning. Took advantage to get on somewhere with some wargaming scenery. He's 3D printed the parts and painting them this afternoon. Was it a Coke can thing? That's pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool, that is. I quite like that. I think that's quite a nice thing. Have you seen that? They do a competition. Sorry, I'm going to change the subject a bit here. But only because I saw it online and I thought that's actually quite a good one, where you have to take a domestic household item. So it can be anything from a shampoo bottle to, packaging, anything to it, and you make it into a spaceship. So you kit bash it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I saw some of them and it was great. And they had somebody had done it was a Head and Shoulders bottle. Mega, absolutely mega, really, really good. Sorry, changing the subject, but I saw that the other day and I thought that was really, really good. Very, very inspirational stuff. Made me want to go out and do something. Anyway, moving on nicely. That looks very much like a Halifax to me.
Does to me.
Very nice.
Whose kit is that?
What have we got on here? Sorry, which one?
Airfix, it says.
Yes, the Elderly Airfix 72nd scale Halifax.
See, I'm still thinking with their old Sterling that obviously Nathan gave me one and I got another one with the red stripe box. There's something about the old vintage bombers that, yeah, they're not great, but it's a bit of nostalgia, isn't it? You know, and the Sterling, to be fair, the Italy one's okay, but yeah, that's look. So go back. So I take it this has been de-riveted and re-scribed, does it?
Yeah, I think he's re-scribed the entire thing. It says the glazing unit's out of the Edard kit designed for the Rebel one. So he's nicked the glassware.
Yeah.
Which is probably the smart thing to do.
Yeah, unless you get the vacuum bits, can't you? Because somebody does the vac form. Was it Falcon or the other one? Squadron.
Yeah.
Do a vac form set for it. Because I know I've got the vac form set for the Airfix Sterling. I think it's Falcon I've got. I think. I don't know, but yeah, clear parts obviously let them down at that age. You can rub down and fill and rescribe and all that, but it's the transparencies, aren't they, that are a bit of a letdown, obviously, with the age.
He says it's just the masks that is used, not the actual whole.
Oh, is it? Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, just the mask set, not the whole kind of.
That, do you see? That was what I was thinking of, using the Italeri Sterling mask set. If I did build the Airfix one on the Airfix one. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And also, I think I've seen somebody do it with the Sunderland kit, is use Italeri Sunderland mask set on the Airfix kit.
Yeah.
Theory, it's the same aircraft. So
I was going to say, like Nathan just said, theoretically, it's the same aircraft, so it should fit.
Yeah, obviously, though, different. But, I mean, if you take the original framing off, you can kind of make your own, can't you? There's enough with paint thickness to make framing, if you know what I mean. So, I think that looks pretty cool, actually, for a everybody's building Halifax.
Coming on an absolute great.
After your FM1. FM1.
Yes. I wish they did do one.
It's
very nice. Absolutely. George is working on the old Series 3. Very nice, Landy.
That's what we need to do. Proper one-to-one.
A real one. Yeah. Thinking about it. There we go. That's what we were talking about the other day. He's the guy who built the giant one, isn't it? That's going to be in the upcoming next year's documentary film about them. So he's in it, apparently. Yeah, he shows about building it and they put it together in a studio.
What's it actually made from? Wood or metal or plastic?
Everything. Yeah, it's metal. It's aluminium, metal, and all the rest of it. So yeah, really nice. But there's a documentary, and also he has done the full build. Is on the YouTube channel. You can follow him along from day one with that he went through and did it.
That's cool.
So that is
look,
pretty
Lynn's
cool.
here. Say hello to Lynn.
Hello, Lynn.
Hello, Lynn.
Hello, Lynn.
Look, there's Lynn. Hello, Lynn.
Hello, Lynn.
Noah's being dragged off. Hello, Lynn.
No, he's been nicked.
John's muted. There you go.
Look, the star of the afternoon show is disappearing.
Yeah, that's it.
Say boy.
Hi, Lynn.
Yes. Bye, Lynn. So yeah, members, if you've got anything you want us to show, anything, ideas, things like that, anything you need to show photos of, post them up right there. Non-members, if you go over Instagram, you can pop them in there, and obviously we can have a look at all your great stuff over there.
So going over to Nathan before you move on, he had a good idea because we were in a little conflab before we came back on. So go on, Nathan, tell us your.
So this is like a little conversation starter. So we need everyone in both chats to jump on board.
Yes.
Really, really simple question, like a really simple one. What do you get from the hobby?
And no swearing, please.
Anxiety, depression,
Stress, frustration.
Stress.
Yeah.
I almost died doing a Revell kit a couple of years ago.
Supposed to be positive answers.
The positive side.
Oh, positive answers. Sorry. Yeah.
Happy place.
I could go right the way through. A divorce. I got happy. I lost my home at one point.
Credit card debt.
Yeah, that's it. Massive debt. Yeah, huge debt. Frankly.
No room in the loft.
This is it.
Cupboards, wardrobes. Yeah.
Jamie Hagar says he does it for the chicks.
Yes.
Everyone's a winner.
Are you sure it's a chick? Right. Okay. Yes, I agree. Cracking job on the F-35, Tom. I must admit, we were talking about it yesterday and on the Thursday night show. I might have to build that Tamiya F-35C. Just going to say it. Because it could be worse. It could be a Tomcat.
Why?
Just keep you happy, because otherwise it will be a Tomcat.
No, do you know what? If you build a Tomcat in the really like early with the thing with the red flash down the side.
Oh, that's VF1, the Wolfpack. Yeah.
The proper Wolfpack one. I'll let you.
All right. Okay.
It's when it gets to when it gets to low vis, it gets just driven.
Yeah, it does get a little bit bad. I prefer the high vis
US
stuff.
Navy stuff, and I like that one because I remember it from the box art from a Brew Matchbox. I think put it on, and Airfix had it on, didn't they? I think they all had. But that is the cool. I've never seen you do that scheme.
I've never done a Wolfpack one. No, I did years ago when I used to have. I know I've discussed this before, but when I was a youngster, I had a 72nd one on my dining room table. My parents loved it, and they were all. I had 4 Tomcats. They were Matchbox kits, if I remember rightly, and because they had the Wolfpack markings in, and they were Wolfpack ones. So yes, that's the last time I did a Wolfpack one.
What, the old Matchbox kit? Seriously?
Yeah.
Well, I think.
Bearing in mind, I was only 12.
No, but I mean, I can't believe you've not done one since with all the kits you've built. You've never done a Wolfpack Tomcat, and you've
never done
like
a Wolfpack Tomcat. No, and I like the Tomcat. Never done a Wolfpack one.
Go take yourself outside and have a word. I think that's a bit.
I have done many times over the years. For some reason, when I used to do commission work, I was always commissioned to do the Bounty Hunters VF2. Nobody ever asked me to do a VF1. Weird.
Well, there you go. I think you should actually, revisit.
That's true.
Revisit that kit. Which kit would you do it with? The Tamiya one? Because you could do an A.
Probably would now, because it's got to be an A. So yeah, I'd probably use the Tamiya one.
Or would you perhaps go for a Great Wall one, just for somewhat of a change? Because you built a Tamiya one, didn't you?
Yeah, and also the AMK one. I've never built the AMK one.
Yeah, but they're hard to get hold of, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like, nigh impossible to get hold of. So,
mind you, did AMK do an A? Did they do the A? I know they did the D. I don't think they did an A, did they?
They did the D, didn't they? I don't think they did the A. I mean, it could be really cruel and make you build an Italeri 48 one.
To be honest, at least you go together quick.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it gets to painting and deckling quick, doesn't it?
Not a lot to them. It's like 8 parts. Yeah, the decals will be fine on that.
So, yeah.
Just coming back to what do you get out of the hobby? Rob's got a good one, seeing as the winter weather's coming in. Plastic loft insulation.
This is true. Yes. But also the joy of opening the box, I can somewhat get that. There is that thing. That's why I like doing the reviews. It's like being Christmas Day every day of my life. It's great.
Yeah.
Because you don't quite know what's going to be in there. And you think I would after all these years of doing them and thousands of reviews later, but I still get a little thing out of it. Opening a brand new box.
Paul,
I can't be bothered to make the effort to find new friends, so I just stick with this lot.
Thanks. Thanks for that. That's because nobody else would have you. We know what you're like.
That seems to be the thread, though. Some people have said, like Christopher was the first one to put it, and a few other people put something similar. It's something to work on outside of responsibilities, isn't it? David said satisfaction mostly. Then another thread is quite a few people have joined clubs. Nigel's put it on. He's joined a club, made new friends, which is nice, isn't it?
And a few of you have obviously mentioned about mental health, which again, I often think, because it's one of those things, it's a joy and a pleasure, but sometimes it can be so frustrating as a hobby when things don't go well and, the weathering suddenly destroys your kit that you've been building for the last 6 months and things like that. And I often think then, mental health, is it really? I think Lego's a safer bet.
Like anything, if you do photography for mental health, if you approach it wrong, you can hurt your mental health, can't you? This on the same. Yeah. I've seen some people's mental health clearly damaged at Telford when they've binned kits.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or you've seen. Yeah. I think if you. But the idea is it's that mental distraction, isn't it? From you can go in very zen, isn't it? When you're building a 32 scale tornado, you're thinking about tornado instead of something else for an hour.
Yeah, thinking where you're going to put it and how you're going to paint it.
Why this bloody thing? Why does anybody build aircraft this big?
I don't know. I've never done that.
It could be worse. You could build a B-52. Do yourself a giant B-52. That thing's a pain in the arse as well because you can't even manoeuvre it around. Why would anyone do anything that big? It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So it says Tom Sunley's put that he's been a fanatic about aircraft all his life, which I can relate to. Been building since he's about 7, a bit younger than me, I think. But he's done it all his life, and it's brought him so much fun over the years. And now in later life, he's moved from engineering to working with adults with autism. But after work, it's a good way of de-stressing. Just get out.
I was going to say that. I think one of the big things we had during the COVID lockdown shows we did, obviously we got a lot of new people coming back to the hobby who hadn't done it for many years. And obviously the hobby had moved on so much, we were getting a lot of questions and things like that. So you get to know some of the people coming back into it. And I know particularly we had a paramedic and he joined and I used to talk to him quite a bit. And like he said, it was great because of all the crap going on at work, he used to be able to come back and do some modelling, and it was a million miles away from what his reality is, you know, and it was a great way of a grounding, and, you know, you could just completely focus on something away and say, next shift, you're back to it and all the rest of it. But he used to look forward during the shifts to coming back, just sitting at the bench, just doing a bit of modelling, and it's a complete difference from the day to day to escape the real world, you know, and I think that sort of highlighted what a lot of people's thoughts were during it, because again, you've got that thing of, you know, loneliness, separation and everything, like a lot of us all had, but it was still bringing us together. So us by doing the shows and the live stuff, it sort of brought us all together still and kept us together. And a lot of people who obviously joined us during COVID are still with us. So, you know, big thank you to you guys as well. And again, it goes both ways. You know, a lot of people used to thank us. I know we spoke to a lot of shows, but, you know, we get as much out of talking to you as you guys get to talking out of us, because you save our stuff. Because otherwise, you know, I've been doing professional model making now for the last 20 odd years, and it's a lonely job until Matt turns up.
That's what I'm here for. I think the other thing, right? So just to follow on from that. So is it the actual building, you know what I mean, the process and what you're learning that you like, or is it the finished article? I'm the process. Once it's finished, it's done to me. I'm not really that interested. It's gone. It could go in the bin for me, landfill. It's done. Some things you keep because you have nice like memories of it, or it's a subject you really like. But I mean, like when we moved from one unit to the other, I had to bin a load of kits of mine because they were just in storage anyway. So I had to really have a cull, and I've had to bring them home for now because there's no room at the new place. So I had to be properly vicious and go, that's got to go, you know. But yeah, I think the process and the learning of each model's you know, you learn something new, even if it's a small, tiny little bit, you know, just a little improvement. So yeah, that's definitely my thing. Like I say, when they're done, they're done, aren't they? It's you know, so
I must admit, it's one of those things I've often said, because we had that incident with Lindsay when she knocked off my whatever it was, flanker,
27, I think, wasn't it?
And like, she was absolutely mortified. And to me, it doesn't bother me. It's built. I don't actually care about it when it's built. It sounds horrible, but as long as I finished it and I got the reveal photos, you know, and all the stuff's done, to me, it's immaterial, because I love the building process and the painting and weathering. To me, that it's a dust magnet, you know, and what you do with them all. When I did commission work, everything I built went out the door, which to be honest was great. And I used to often say to myself, oh, I wish I had some models I could keep. So I used to have people come around your house, say, what you doing? I'm a model maker. Oh, show us. I haven't got anything to show you. Well, I've got something part built. Never had anything finished. Nowadays, I wish I was back like that, because they're a pain, because I've got them hanging off the wall. I've got them in boxes. I've got them in tubs. And it's like, what do you do with them all? You know, you need a museum to put them all in, you know, but I'm definitely a process person, you know, as I say, if you've got them, you know, and building them is absolutely fantastic. As soon as they're finished, it's like, you know, I just really enjoy the process.
This may surprise you all, but I'm not the most prolific of modelers.
Really?
Yeah.
How is the A20 coming along?
It's there. It's getting there. But I'd say it's not about the finished article. It's just, you know, to sit down and relax and stick a few bits of plastic together, slap a bit of paint on, and get there in the end with it, possibly.
But the problem with that, and I know where you're coming from, but just over your shoulder is a stash of kits that you want to build. So where does that sort of end, and then beginning of, I need to start getting through something, because I ain't going to live long enough to build this stash.
That is,
do you know what I mean?
Drastically reduced my stash, and all I've got left now is the stuff that I want to build.
Apart from a Barracuda.
Apart from possibly a Barracuda. But I've sold the last 2 kits that I want to sell, and the rest the rest of the stuff that I really want to build. So
hold on a minute. So right, in 2 weeks' time, we're attending Yeovil show, aren't we?
We are.
So I presume some people watching this will go to the show. So if you see us and you see John with a bag, you can collar him and go, "Thought you weren't buying any more kits."
Yeah, that's it.
We didn't even get out of the first hall last time we went. And he goes to me on the way, "I'm not buying any kits." Was that true? Yes?
It was.
Yes. And we didn't even make it a circuit round where we was. And he would bought something. It was the Canberra, weren't it? That 48 Canberra.
Yeah, I got the Canberra and the HP 0400.
Yeah, the 0400. So
See,
I'll be surprised if you don't leave that show without anything.
What have you got on your desk at the moment, John?
I've got an Arado 234 and my little Buffalo.
So I'm not the fastest builder at all ever in the world, yeah. But that Buffalo that you're building was one of my weekend builds.
Yeah, but like I say, to me, it's not about rushing to get it finished. It's just,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I can't do what Phil does, where he can rattle through it in a wanna. I know he does it for video builds, and I get that. I have to get so far, and then I burnt myself out. I think I get bored, and then I put it to one side, and I'll do something else, and then I'll come back to it later date just with a clear head.
See, that's how I am, but I can't then start another kit because I know I'll never finish the other one.
Yeah,
so that's why then I stall on my building. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll get to a certain stage
where I think where I've not done a lot of modelling at all because I've just been doing other stuff. But
so right, let's go back to Phil. Right, if you didn't have to do your video builds, you weren't doing video builds, but you were still building. How would you build? Would your build process change, or would you still build how you do now?
No, the process would change because obviously when you're doing it for a filming point of view, things have to go in a certain way, you know, and I think that's, you know, just purely because of space and time and limitations and stuff like that. So I like to, as you know, probably have 2 builds on the go at once. So I try and get a build through. So as soon as it's off the bench here and all the work's in there, I'll start on the next one so it comes through. So, but they're not having 2 on the go here because otherwise you've got to keep moving them and stuff like that. So when one's in paint, the build process goes on and stuff. But what I, you know, again, when you're doing commission work, it tended to be there's a timeline. You know, you've said to the client, give me a month, you know, so I might have a few on the go at that point as well. So you are flitting between them, and that's quite nice. So some days you might think, oh, I can't be, you know, I don't want to do a cockpit, you know, but I quite fancy doing some weathering. So you used to be able to do that. And you can sort of maneuver it around and various things. And that was always quite nice. So I might have sort of 3 or 4 models on the go and just flip between how things are going. So if you've got a kit that's giving you a bit of a fight, you know, I remember the old days trying to like shoehorn Aries cockpits in was obviously my bane of my life, trying to get them to go in when you're going at it with a Dremel until you can see through it. And 9 times out of 10 go through it, you know, we'd always be like, yeah. So again, it was one of those. So definitely my process would probably change quite a bit during the actual builds.
But that's what, like, take the commission side out of it and take this side out of it, what you're doing. If you were just building for you as a hobby, how would you still go from start to finish with one kit, or would you have a couple of kits on the go, or would you?
I would have a couple of kits on the go and flip between them as I think it would, you know, as my mood would change. You could say, I quite fancy doing this today.
Yeah.
You know, I would probably have a good sort of 4 or 5 on the go at any one time. Like John, because obviously he's got a big job with that bomber.
Yeah.
You know, it's a classic example. It'll run you down. And I've done the big stuff before. And if you're on a burn, you can burn yourself out going through it. So it's nice to say, you know what, there's a load of sanding and filling on that. I've been doing it for a week. I'm going to put that off to one side and come back to it later and then do something else or start on something else, you know? Because otherwise, as you say, it would be nice to do that. But from my point of view, I can't because people want to see the videos. So normally they're all done within 1 month.
I mean, it's a hobby for me. It's not an obsession.
Yeah, it's not a job either. Let's be honest. It's obviously that for Phil and that's a job. I mean, it's the thing. Yeah,
I'm coming up to that time of year now where I'm going to be hectic at work, and it's like you get home and it's I think I'll just sit up tonight. You know.
Yeah.
It's no big problem, you know. The models will still be there.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing I like about the modelling is like Pranjit. Pranjit's in. Hello, Pranjit. He was saying about it's also when he's designing the aircraft as well, he's doing the research to it. And that's interesting. And I think that's one thing I like to do is that when I'm working on, like the classic is the Space 1999, obviously I remember it as a kid, or the reruns as a kid, you know, and stuff like that. And I remembered it. But then I went back onto YouTube and we found various things and I found all the stuff and I got some great reference photos and everything else. So the pool of knowledge which is being pulled in whilst you're working on it was the same with the Halifax. I don't know the Halifax that well. And I was using a lot of what I could gain from it. And suddenly I'm now a wealth of knowledge about the Halifax, which none of it I'll remember next week. But at the time, I was absorbing all this information and you get really invested into the subject you're working on as well. So I think it's not even just a case of, oh, I'm modeling a kit. It may be you'll watch a film about it. You maybe, you know, you read a book about it or you read some reference stuff. Or, you know, you'll watch some YouTube about it and your appreciation for the item you're working on, it doesn't matter if it's a car, a tank, a bike, a plane, whatever it is, will actually massively increase, you know. And as well as that, you're sort of getting all the knowledge of all the background of it and how it was done and what it was used for. And speaking to the crews during World War II and things like that can give you a great insight, or even the modern stuff. And that's what I like as well, is just, you know, you have YouTube on whilst you're working and stuff. That's the only thing I wish I could do, which obviously clearly I can't because I'm trying to show you everything during the build. But it would be nice not to have the cameras. So you can build it almost how I want to build it. And Matt understands this now, where I'm not building it at arm's length because it's got to be on camera. You know, that you can sort of do this like everybody else does, you know, and various things, and you can angle it to see so you could do. But instead of having it where you're watching it on the screen, because that's what you need to see, not what I need to see. So in some ways, it would be nice to do that. And I know the guys who do magazine work and book work as well, obviously you're building it, then you've got to take it over and take a photo of it and then bring it back. And it's so disjointed because it's stop, start, you know, and it would be nice just to build, you know, and build out a sequence completely sometimes, you know, say, oh, I really don't want to do tracks or whatever, I'm going to build the turret. You know, but when you're doing a build video, people expect it in a certain order, really to follow the instructions. So that's why I tend to follow the instructions to a point. Obviously, anyone knows me knows I will go back and forth. But again, so yeah.
Yeah, because I find doing build threads for like the group builds and Sigs, that really kills my mojo. It's, I don't know, it's just one of those things, you know. I like the building process, but then it's the stopping, taking photos.
I like the vlog. I like the vlog thing. You know, where you put a camera on and just go, like Phil does now. He does a couple of vlogs, doesn't it? I like doing them because it don't kind of stop the flow, but you're showing what you're doing without actually showing a build. You can go, you know, if there's problem bits as well, you can just explain and stuff. All right, it's not like a build like video as such, but again, you can. You could do
just like talking about what you did today. That's the nice thing. When I do the vlogs, it's like, so today I was working on this and this was a right pain. So I had to do this, this and this to it without having to recreate it and show it. So that's the nice thing.
It would be nice in hindsight if you could, like, you know, before you like done the vlog, if you've got a problem bit, if you had recorded it and then you can stick it in, and this is just watch for this bit because this bit's a real issue. The rest of it's fine, and then but you've got to actually get to that bit to build it to know it's a problem before you like, oh, I better put the cameras on and stuff. So it's one of them. It's a proper learning thing when you like record doing videos. Really, it is it's an art form in itself to build a model on camera. It's not it's not easy. Anyway, just before we feed Nathan, what's your process? How many you got on the go at the minute?
Yeah. Loads of them. We're about 4 109s, 2 tornadoes, some weird Heinkel thing. There's loads of stuff. This year especially, I've jumped and flitted around from one to other.
So you're normally pretty good about starting and finishing them. Yeah, you're probably one of the best behind Phil, to be honest, because obviously Phil's got to do it as his job kind of thing. But for you're normally really good. So
I've finished some builds this year, but I've got like this one. I get something all the way to decals. It's just got stuck.
Yeah, that's where I lose on aircraft. Yeah. That is definitely where that stores me. Just the fear of decals. I hate decaling. I hate it, and that's what's probably stored me on my 110. because I'd rather have the mask set that the one-man army's doing and just wait for that and spray them on now, especially in 30 seconds as well. It'll look better, but deckling is just, I just loathe deckling. I don't know why. It's just,
So
yeah.
I'm in a funny one at the moment. I'd rather do the MRAP that's sat right in front of me, but I've got Telford coming up and a sort of half a promise to do a tornado. So I'm sort of on a mission now to do this. And you never know, by the end of the year, I might tie up all these loose ends.
Yeah.
That's always a nice push at the end of the year to finish stuff off.
I think deadlines are good. For some people and some people not. For me, I think a deadline's good because it means that I have got to do it, because otherwise you can just procrastinate and make excuses up and do something else, or so a deadline for me is definitely not a bad thing because it will give me that push to get it done, you know what I mean? But yeah,
I've got all my kits are up there, and the only time I really look at them is if I think, oh, it's time to take them down and give them a little bit of a dust. That's the only time I look at them.
But I say, but you're Richie, Andy's the only one who has them on display in the house, aren't you?
Yeah.
Properly. Because Nathan's not allowed them in the house. I'm not, technically. I've got away with it because we've just moved and I've got no choice. The ones I want to keep. So they're in the conservatory, by the way. So they're not actually in here. Obviously, Bill's are obviously in his room, aren't they?
The rear, dotted around here, and that's it. Nowhere else.
And then in the top office, and then
top office got to be sci-fi stuff.
And John life wouldn't be worth living if he sneaked one in the house. I know. So
I mean, that's the thing with the A20. When I put it together, where the hell am I going to keep it?
Yeah.
You hang it on the wall.
Hang it off the wall. But that is the downside as well. Like I've noticed, I had the luxury of having the old place, so they could go in boxes, or they could go. There was somewhere to put them, and it didn't matter how many I built. Now it's a bit different because there ain't nowhere to put them. And when you've got them at home, it don't take long to fill a cabinet, does it?
No, not at all.
4 cabinets full, and each one must have 20, 30 kits in them,
crammed in. Just
Jesus.
I just don't know now where to put them. Luckily, I've got 2 of Phil's old ones that are there to they're placeholders, I think.
You couldn't see them go to the bin.
You couldn't, but I was like, bin them, and then Andy's nicked them.
Matt, even Matt said to me, says they're too good to go in the bin. And I said, I'll take them.
Bless.
That was
the kits I've got left in the stash.
F111 and the
they're all 1/24 scale, 1/32 scale. The 1/72 scale kits are all like big multi-engine bombers.
Yeah, got Nimrod.
Yeah, Nimrod's down there.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, you have got some big lumps in your stash left. So
yes. Cool. Right. Okay. So it's time for another video. So Matt is now going to talk to us about Aqueous Primer demo number 2. It's how long is this one? 3 minutes. So we'll be all right. 3 minutes. 3 minutes 30. So yes, it'll be all right. It'll be absolutely fine. Right. Okay. Here we go. Run VT.
Hello, welcome back to the channel. So in this little tutorial we will be showing you the delights of the Aqueous surface primers. So this one is the black version. Again, they do the grey and the white one. So this is obviously the alternative to the normal Mr. Surfaces for the Aqueous range. So obviously this thinner is what you're going to be needing to thin it with. So I have mixed mine. To be honest, I decant mine and just do it out of the bottle. So I've got a 50-50 mix here of primer and thinners. So it's always ready to go when I need it. Quick stir up and we're ready to go. So airbrush is loaded. Obviously we have now another pot of the Hurricane, which we're going to use as the demo piece for primering. So again, as with all primers, you know, what we're going to do is give it a bit of a gripper coat. Alright, so I've got a mediumist pressure, probably about 15 psi. So again, if you want to give that another coat, and just give it another couple of minutes just to flash off. One more coat, should be done. Really good coverage, and what I like about this primer is you get a super smooth sort of satin finish with it. So again, if you wanted, if you've got a satin sort of black, if you're painting cars or other things that need a satin black finish, you can just do it with this primer. So there you go. So that's the quick tutorial on using this. All links will be down below where you can get this from PM Models, and obviously the thinners and everything else. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
Well done. Very nice. Very cool. That was very good, that. So the big question is, does it have that same... Oh, where's John gone? John, man down.
He cut himself off.
Man down.
Unmute himself.
Yeah, he's probably gone to unmute himself and just deleted his call. Oh, anyway, seamless. The question is, does it act? Oh, no, he's properly gone. He'll come back in a minute. No, he's trying. Here he comes. Here he is. Hey!
Press the wrong button, John.
I can't see the buttons at the bottom because Noah, where he was playing with my mouse, has done something. Can I?
Oh, that's it. Blame the grandchild.
Yeah, blame the grandchild. No responsibility. So anyway, the question is, does it react the same as the standard aqueous paints? You know, that eggshell effect? Do you need to thin coats and let it properly dry, or does it just go one and done?
It's really, that's my go-to primer, really, that the Aqueous now. Because like I said in the video, it ain't got the smell of the lacquer stuff, but it's got the durability. It's got a lovely semi-gloss finish when it's on. It's rock hard. And no, it don't seem to take that long to dry, because I don't think I showed it in the vid, but I sort of decant it and just mix it in a little Tamiya.
Yeah.
So it's always ready. You know what I mean? Obviously, you can do it in the bigger one if you've got one.
So what sort of mix do you do?
50-50.
50-50, yeah.
But obviously, you can thin that with lacquer thinners as well, so it would turn into a surfacer because it's the alcohol-based primer anyway. But yeah, I've got all three, to be honest: the white, the grey, and the black. That's what they're doing. And I like it. I think it's properly good primer without the stench, if that makes sense. Oh, so it does thin with X20A as well really well. I have tried that. So, but you know, for demo purposes, obviously you've got to use the right thinners with the right paint because you don't want to confuse people. But yeah, I like it. It's good stuff. Really good stuff. You ought to try it one day.
Yeah, I will. You have to send us a bottle and I'll give it a whirl, definitely. Because as I say, you got all the bonuses of it being an alcohol-based one over a lacquer.
Yeah.
So the stink, in other words.
Yeah.
Vincey says, Matt, how does it compare to the 3rd gen one? I hear that the 3rd gen one has a tendency to peel off.
No, that's a bit of a myth. When, like the video we did this morning, if you want to go back if you didn't see it, the 3rd gen one needs 24 hours to dry. You can't, cut that down or anything. It's 24 hours, give or take, and it's rock hard, and you can sand it. Where this stuff, half an hour, say, give it to go off, and you can good to go. Completely different products. One's fully acrylic and one's alcohol based. So it's not a fair comparison to say one's better than the other. They're completely different, different characteristics, but they both, if you use them correctly, work very well. I just like, I think with the Aqueous one, like I say, you get a more of a semi-gloss finish, which if you're going to use the Gen 3, you would get if you put a bit of gloss varnish in it, like we've said. But I don't know. I think it's, I just think it's good stuff, the Aqueous one. So
yeah, definitely. I've just got a couple of people who've been mentioning, I'll just put this out there now, that some of the people trying to watch videos on the site and on the forum, you're getting a message popping up saying, are you a bot, right? I spoke to the devs about this a few days ago because we had a member who had a real trouble with it. So I went off, spoke to the devs about it. They did some searching, and it turns out it's because you're using a VPN. So be careful, because like this particular case was the member in question didn't realize he had a VPN, but it was built into his antivirus software that it comes standard with a VPN in there. So when he turned it off, it worked fine, no problem at all. but it is that thing because the way it interacts is differently to how it interacts on YouTube. So if you watch this on YouTube, it will never ask any questions. But if you're trying to watch a members only video and you're watching it through and it does pop up with, are you a bot? It's because it doesn't know where you're coming from, because each time you do anything on the forum, it's verifying you're a paid member, in other words, or you're a member by your IP address. And if your IP address doesn't match the system, then that's why it's asking you if you are a bot. So just say yes to it, just to confuse it, because I've never tried that. So, but it could be worse. It's not asking you where the traffic lights are. So, but yeah, that's in all the cases we found. We've had 3 last week. Each case it was. One of them, the guy didn't realise he was on a VPN. So consequently, it was that he's like, no, I'm not on a VPN. But when he checked his end, it turns out it was built into his antivirus software by default. It's on. As soon as you turn it off, no problem at all. So I think that's why the members may be picking it up. So I just had another email through from a member saying about it's asking me if I'm a bot. That's the reason for that. So just playing up, doing one of those things.
Just a quickie from Matt, I don't know if you've seen or not, but Chris Bradbury says, apologies have already been recovered today, 1 for PM. I know that Hobby Boss Liberators are in at Tiger Hobbies. Will PM be receiving any of these for the pre-order?
I didn't even know they were in at Gary's.
I didn't either.
I didn't even know.
Look, and Gary's on as well. He's in chat.
Oh, there you go. Because we obviously, when we originally did it, go over this months ago, we didn't get the full allocation because they didn't have a full allocation. So we were waiting for the things, and I'm not being funny. If it's cheaper to get one from Gary, get it from Gary, because I don't even know if we've still got our pre-order up. Have we? Or did we delete it?
Yeah, it's still up.
So it don't really matter to us either way at the minute, to be fair. So if you want to get one, go and grab one off him. So. Just let us know, so take your name off.
Yeah. Let us know if you are getting anywhere else. You want to cancel it.
Because it's been so long now, we'll have to message people anyway to say, do you still want it? Because I'm not just going to randomly get them in and then be lumbered with them. So we'll I'd say let people know. So because I think the D's out anyway, isn't it? Because that was the J originally, and the D's out now. So to be honest, our supplier where we get them from made a bit of a of it all, completely just messed it up, which then we were I think everybody was, weren't we? Never got what they expected. They only got so many out of what they're supposed to. But it's just a mess, absolute mess. So
and if you get one this weekend, you can get 10% off.
Yes,
that's it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Look, Nathan's dry brushing with enamels.
He is.
Look, he's got a tinlet, everyone.
What
Let's all stare at Nathan as he's there with a tinlet.
Show us. Can't pick it up, look.
Humbrol 11? Oh,
140,
no.
Humbrol.
Oh.
It's like lazy cockpit. It's spray it in XF53.
Yeah.
Pop an Indian ink wash over it. Obviously, the Indian ink wash makes it look worse before it looks better if you see the staining at the bottom. Catch the light. And then just come back at it with a dry brush. And you end up with something that looks a bit dirty, a bit weathered, and then pick out. Usually that's it for 72, but now I've got all these flipping buttons to pick out, haven't I? So.
That's where you need some felt tip pens, paint pens.
I know.
Yeah.
I generally can't remember the last time I used an Indian ink wash.
It's been a while for me as well. Yeah.
It just gives it all a little bit of depth. It runs into the recesses and it gives a bit of shadow. But
to be honest, I can't remember the last time I used a tinlet.
Yeah.
They're going to make a comeback, tinlets, I can tell you now.
Yeah.
It's just Humbrol 140 and XF53 I reckon work really well together. For a grey cockpit, whether it's the right colour grey, I don't know. But this is all
I'm disappointed, Nathan, that you're dry brushing with not a massive makeup brush.
Got an AK weathering brush.
No, Dad's a super drug for one of them massive.
Huge ones.
Is it a foundation brush? I don't know whether it is that the ladies use and they like.
I just think that the ink wash makes it a bit too dark, and then just by dry brushing over the top in a random pattern, you get that grimy cockpit thing.
Yeah, so, I like dry brushing. It's such an underused and under-thingy technique, I think. Overlooked technique, dry brushing.
Just in 72, that's all I do. But this time, I don't know. I'm gonna have to pick out some of these dials, aren't I?
Yeah, probably. Are you having the canopy shut or open?
Oh, it's gonna be shut. It's just a quick one too, just to get this thing built. To be honest.
Fair enough.
Right, can you just hold the fort for 1 sec? Because Lola's turned up, and I think the dogs need to loo.
Oh right,
So
okay.
we don't want any puppy accidents. So 1 second,
Definitely
I'll just
don't.
be back in a sec. Hold on.
The only downside with Humbrol for dry brushing is it still takes a little while to dry.
That is matte though, isn't it?
It is matte, and to be honest, I'm not dry brushing. Sort of. I'm kind of. It's going on wet, and I'm working it in.
Yeah.
It's like an oil paint then.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
The whole thing is cockpits need weathering.
You see, I've got a really urge to use some extra colour paint.
Extra colour.
Extra colour, yeah. Yeah, I've got I don't know if I've got it here or it's packed away in the. Oh yeah, I have. Look, here's some. Look, RLM 70. I can't even speak. There you go. Look.
That's glossy, isn't it? That's a gloss finish.
Yeah, I just don't know if I've got the patience of letting it dry. You know, having to wait for it to dry for 6 months.
Well, I've got those, but I've never done them with lacquer thinners. They might behave themselves.
Rapid thinner, I think it works all right, but again, it's the smell, isn't it? I've got used to having acrylics and not having a stench in here. It's really nice. So even the thought of actually going back to something with a bit of a nasty smell is not really appealing at the minute. So
enamels just work though, don't they? Like you say, other than the drying time.
But this is like
it's just whoever designed those tinlets, isn't it?
I still can't get why they're still in tinlets and not in something more
usable, user friendly.
Yeah, it is, because they're just not. They're rubbish, aren't they? Really.
They're good at keeping paint for 20 years though, because I swear this 140 is like ancient.
Cockroach paint.
It is. Well, they're all right, yeah, but you say that, Nath, but until they get a crust around it and you can't seal the lid properly. So I mean, what was the process of really actually trying to decant paint out of one of them? A pipette?
It would have to be a pipette, wouldn't it, or a brush full?
Because you know you
can't tip it.
You can't.
And also, how many times did we all do that thing? Get your hands under it and like you lift it up and then it tips it all over your hand.
Yeah.
Or just generally trying to get it open and the lid would fly off and land on your carpet.
Yeah.
We've all done that one. They were designed to spill, so you'd have to buy a new one. That's how they did it.
Yeah. But then get told off by your parents for
your parents kill you when there's that black ring on your carpet of dry paint, especially when you've tried to rub it away and it's now that big.
Okay. and then you had full on terps that stunk the house out to clean yourself up and everything, your brushes and stuff. You know what I mean? It was God, Bennett. Yeah, it's not the healthiest way of doing it, is it? Because you didn't even let like white spirit, odorless white spirit. Then it all had a proper,
it was still proper rough cut B&Q special.
It was, DIY stuff. So clean it, even if you're brush painting, clean your brushes out with it. You know what I mean?
Because it does seem to be the only companies, all right, 3 companies I can think of that still use tinlets is obviously Revell, Humbrol, and Extra Colour, isn't it?
Extra Colour, yeah.
Probably because they've got the old machines to do the tinlets, and the cost of doing it's not worth. Guessing.
That'd be another interesting thing to know of why they still, use tinlets.
Probably because they've got the machines to do it.
Yeah.
From the factory, they got the machine from the
90s. I get that.
Whatever.
And stuff.
I thought it's the most expensive part, isn't it? Tooling to do anything, so.
It's the machines to bottle it, yeah.
Wonder how much it costs now for the metal to make the tins and the lids compared to plastic.
More recyclable. It's part of their. I don't know. I just like Humbrol paints. I always have. Don't like spraying them because you can't touch your model for a week. But
so do many people in chat still use tinlets like extra acrylics, Humbrol paints, or would you think about going back to them if you got the chance to?
I'll tell you one thing about them, they don't take up much storage room, do they?
No.
That was one plus point.
Open a tin of Humbrol, it's the smell of your youth.
Yes, true. Yeah.
Yeah, very, very true.
Yeah.
That and polyester cement.
I mean, I think they're still the staple in the sort of bottle railway community, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say something. I was going to say something, but
hello, Lola. Do you want to come and say to everyone, so you're still alive? Look. So everyone was wondering where Lola is. She's woken up. Ooh, puppy treats. Ooh, nice. Right, you two, if you're going to go and kill each other,
do it quietly.
Puppy is on Lola's back. So piggyback ride for dogs. Right, you two are going to have to, and you're well early. It's 3:30.
Yeah,
so Lola, you're on babysitting duty now. Have fun.
Oh God.
What could possibly go wrong apart from they end up trying to kill each other? Not literally, it's playing everyone. If you hear a bit of sound in a minute, it's literally just the puppy hanging off a Lola. But yes, it's all good. Just got to point out, Andrew just said, first time watching Flory Fest. Really interesting. Thank you. We try our best.
We do try.
Wait till tomorrow afternoon when we're flagging and.
Yeah, we've run out of things to talk about.
No. Live, Manfield.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we got Nathan doing our roving reporter.
Nathan.
We used to have about 4 days, do it for about 4 days and 3 times a day.
We've got the evening off, haven't we?
Yes, you're okay. You've got the evening off on this because I've got to babysit the dogs for that as well. So that's why we're not doing tonight's show. I didn't want to push me like and do another one.
No.
Pardon me. So Bryn reckons he's got a model painted 25 years ago in extra colour that's still sticky now.
Yeah. I remember doing a Harrier for a client and I used extra colour with it. And look, out, you two, outside. Lola, take him out. You can't do that in here. Seriously, it'll sound horrendous. Go outside. Play out in the garden. Doors open. Help yourself. Go and chew the table legs or whatever you need to do. But yeah, I remember doing a Harrier years ago, and it was in extra colour because I needed it because of obviously in enamel paint. I didn't do the RAF colours those days in acrylic, and I swear it's for a customer, and he didn't have it for about 2.5 months before I was happy you could hold it because it was sticky as hell. You could put a fingerprint in it.
Yeah,
and it just took ages to dry.
Rob says this. I still use Humbrol tins now and again, thinned with rapid thinners. I'd love to try it with rapid thinners nowadays.
So didn't Nathan? You had a go with that, didn't you?
I've done Humbrol and rapid thinners, and it does work.
Does it set quicker?
It not quick, but quicker.
What's the timeline for this, Nate?
Yeah.
Well, it's
seasonal.
So
yeah,
it's one of those. Do you know what? Because I've done this today, that's going to dry overnight. I'm jumping from one thing like seats to I'm jumping all over this, but I'll leave that tonight because it was only dry brushed on, so it's a thin coat. That'll be all right to work with tomorrow.
How come then, when we were kids and we used to build them in a day, paint them and smash them, were they dry?
No, that's because we used a lot of matte paint.
How is that possible?
Because those days the paint was matte, wasn't it? Proper dead flat finish, and those used to dry okay. But when you're trying to do satins and glosses, it takes forever.
I don't know. Maybe you just didn't bother if you put a fingerprint in it or something.
Yeah, you've more fingered with your frosted canopy where you got glue marks all over it.
But
I think probably also you didn't look too closely because you didn't care.
Well, yeah, but it's still going to stick. It's still going to be like sticky and horrible, isn't it? So
things your fingers are always sticking horrible anyway, so you'd probably never notice.
Yeah, probably noticed. Yeah, that's a good point.
Didn't care. That was the thing.
It's just because it's. To be honest, I'm using Humbrol because it's there.
Yeah.
I've had this tin for forever.
Ian says he just opened a bottle from 1978 and it's still good.
Oh, I've got
some cockroach.
I've got 40-year-old and Humbrol enamels, and they're still all right, and older ones, but you know, they still work. So you're going to do the last video, and then we could talk about what Nathan's going to do his presentation.
Yes, that's the plan for this one. So this particular video coming up next. I'll need to pause it.
It's not me.
It's not Matt. And also it'd be good because the dogs are trying to kill each other again.
Is this a 7-minute one so we can pop to the loo?
This one's a 4-minute 45, so you're okay. And this one is all about using extreme metal paints. And obviously I've got one down in here to show after it. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Okay, spraying with AK Extreme Metals. First thing to know, these need a lot of shaking and waking up. I've been shaking this one for the last sort of 5 minutes, and also give it a good stir. If you've ever used this stuff and it feels sticky and tacky and it peels when you try and mask over it, the chances are you haven't thoroughly mixed it. Just shaking it can cause lumps to come detached and float around in here, but they need to break down as well, so it is completely mixed, 100% mixed. Can't emphasize that enough, because in every single time when we've had problems with it, that's what it's been. If you don't shake it enough, you get too much of the carrier on the top, and then the carrier is the sticky stuff, and that's why your model is really sticky and takes forever to dry. If you do it normally, this stuff should be dry within an hour. All right, so make sure you have given it a good shake. And to be honest, I've given this a good shake and a good stir before, and we are all set, ready to go. There's nothing on the bottom, and it's nice and smooth, and as you can see, looking around there, it's completely covering the entire of the bottle. All right, so if we can get the top off, we can then pour direct, neat, straight into your airbrush. All right, you don't need much because this stuff does go a long, long way. And then what we're going to do is we'll just grab a little bit of backing here. We've got our nice fuel tank that we've been demoing on, and we're just going to give it a light coat. So first of all, we're going to check our spray, making sure it's coming through nicely. If we hear it hissing a little bit, we might want to just turn up the pressure just a little bit more. So there's no hissing or cracking sound from the actual airbrush. This is, as always, it's the Fenger 0.2 needle nozzle set down into this one. It's a £20 airbrush, but it's a great bit of kit. So what we're going to do, we'll spray the front end of this one. So again, we're going to start from one side, and we're just going to spray this on. Just working our way back and forth, right the way round. I'm just going to do one pass right the way around it, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do a second pass. So we just let that dry a little bit, and as we're going round, and we're just going to do our second pass now. Air pressure is probably around about 12 to 14 psi. And as I always say with these paints, give them time to dry, because it completely changes once it's dried. All right, that's roughly it. Okay, and there we have our end, looking absolutely beautiful. Now this will take around about an hour to dry. Don't be sort of, you know, running in to give it a rub and everything now, because unfortunately what's going to happen is you will rub through it. It's very, very soft until it's totally gone off. What I would say is when you're using this one, don't try and mask over it or sort of handle it too much for at least 24 hours till it's totally gassed off, because although it might feel quite dry, even now it's dry, it's going to be sticky. And because this acts like an enamel wash, it is going to take a long time to dry. So we'll come back in a little while and we'll see what we've got. And there we go. There you have it. Really, really nice. The camera doesn't do it any favors, to be honest, because it looks a little bit speckly, but honestly, to my eye, that looks like proper aluminium. Very, very nice. Straightforward, easy to use. This is dry now, but I still wouldn't overcoat it or actually do any masking as such or anything on it, because it's just got that little bit of tackiness. The easy way to check, hold it in your hand just for a few minutes, let go, and if it feels a little bit sticky, then it definitely needs time to go off before you mask it and go over it and anything else like that. All right, clean up with this stuff. A lot of people ask, yes, they do sell their own version of their own cleaner of it, but honestly, just stick a little bit of lacquer thinners into there, give it a rub around in your airbrush, and like I've done in here, I've cleaned it out and it will come out as clean as a whistle, as easy as that. And there we go. So, as I say, camera never does any favors with any types of metallics, But yeah, these ones. And again, lots of people say about you can't mask over these and all the rest of it. Just have a look at the B17 video, because I did all the walkways and loads of paddling and various things with it using masking tape and stuff, and never had a problem with it peeling at all. And again, a lot of the thing people talk about where you're holding it all the time, you will wear through it, because don't forget, it's plating, not painting. So it's very, very thin. So if you're handling it in the same place all the time on a model, then you are going to wear through it over time. So just make sure you're right. And to be honest with you, now this has been, did it yesterday, it's totally cold, as I call it. There's no stickiness to it now, so I'll be quite happily to mask over it. And there you go, you'll be absolutely fine and golden. So there we go, AK Metals Extreme, and then tomorrow we'll have a look at Matt's version using the acrylics.
We will. Well, you still got your overhead on. Oh, there you
go.
Yes, the Vallejo metal colours, which I think for what they are for acrylics are probably the best on there for metal colours. But you'll see tomorrow. But my personal go-to would be the Extreme Metals. But you've just got to give them, again, 24 hours to dry properly, haven't you? And I think that's where, you know, you come a bit unstuck. You know, you've got to let them dry. But for a metal finish, I think they look brilliant. So.
Yeah, and again, it's one of those things with it. We said about it. We spoke about it, I think, on the Thursday show as well. That it's one of those things. It's like all about the finish you've got with your primer coat or whatever it's going under. So this one, literally under here, has got a satin finish. If you wanted it to probably have even more of a nicer finish, if you put it over a gloss like X1 Tamiya is my way of doing it. Let that dry totally, so it's like a mirror finish in black. Then obviously whatever you go over now will just reflect through, because this paint has got no capability of covering anything. Any scratches, blemishes, glue marks, fingerprints will just show through it. You're not going to hide anything through a metallizer type finish, and that's the trouble with it. So you do need to have that, whatever you're spraying over, perfect before you come in. And you put it down. So it's really, really important. So like I said before, it's all to do with the preparation rather than the actual, the painting of it. Painting of it, you're just chucking it on, but you've got to make sure that that surface, so if you have to sand it, polish it, whatever you need to do, make it perfect before you actually overcoat it with your metallizer finishes. And that goes for any of them, really, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. It's all down to the undercoat. So
yes.
So are we going over to Nathan then to do his grand presentation?
I think we should.
Are
you ready for this, Nathan? Are you going to talk us through this?
He is.
Yeah.
He is.
What did it come up in?
Okay, so drum roll, please. We've actually got, this is the one for the next year's 2025 group builds and Sigs. For people who don't know, the group builds we do is for members only, and we give away medals and we talk about your builds, and it's a good way of just people coming together, showing off their work, but also it's more about the build process that other members can help you out with. So you're all building a common goal. So the group builds are obviously a little bit longer. They run for roughly around about 6 months, whereas the Sigs, which is the special interest groups, they tend to run, I don't know, what were they on this year, Nath? 3 to 4 months?
Yeah, they've messed it around a little bit, but yeah, January to April, May to August, September, December. So, yes.
Very good. So, starting off with, we have the Take Two. So this is going to run from January to June?
Yeah. This is a combination of two things, really. It's the sort of bench clean. So get a build that's stalled and get it finished. And then the other thing we're thinking of is we've obviously now, over all the years we've been doing it, we've got quite a good back catalogue, haven't we? So
yeah,
something, if you've got new members, they could take a look back and think, do you know what, I'll build something for that one. So go back and find an old Sig or group build and build something for an old one. Because like my favourite one of all the ones we've done was like the Latin American one.
Yeah.
So if you fancy building something for a group build you've missed, either because you weren't a member or you never got round to it, now's your chance.
Very nice.
So there's
very good.
Finish clock. The next one is obviously nice and simple. Build something with a girl's name. Simple as that. So obviously pin-ups, nose art, all that one. Just pick anything you like, as long as the aircraft or vehicle or ship or whatever, ships is a dead easy one, isn't it? Pick something with a girl's name, build it. That's an easy that one. So it could be an aircraft an individual aircraft that's had a girl's name applied for it, or maybe the Valentine tank. I don't know, something like that.
Very nice. And obviously that's going to run for the second group build of the year. So that'll run from July right the way through to the end of December on that particular one. So that's the two big group builds for the year.
Yeah.
And then moving into the Sigs.
So the first Sig is dead simple. Greek. Just hopefully people can see where that one's going. Anything Greek. So an F4 Phantom in Greek markings, or literally build a Greek. So
a gyros.
Yeah. Can you 3D print a Greek philosopher? I don't know, but I think this one's going to be good for the people that like weathering. So I was literally talking to Phil before we came on. I've never built anything Greek.
No.
I've had Greek options in the box, so now's the time to dig out the F4 Phantoms, I think, isn't it?
I was going to say, if you're into weathering, you're in for a treat with that one. Anything Greek, yeah.
But again, just before you carry on, there's actually a hell of a lot if you look through the Greek, from antiquity to now that they've used. They've had a lot of stuff actually, more than you probably think. So it's going to be again one of them where do your research, and I think you'll come up with something really unique and different, and something you probably wouldn't think you'd ever build either. So,
yeah.
Can you get the model of the Argonauts, the boat?
I was going to say, can you do Jason and the Argonauts for this one?
You can get a Greek. What's it called? The ship that they use. The type. One's Roman and one's Greek, but you can get a Greek.
Yeah, wasn't that Zvezda did them? Didn't Zvezda do them?
Yeah, Zvezda did them, and somebody else does them as well. So you can get the Greek warships, whatever you want to call them. Yeah. Yeah. And you can get hoplites and all that sort of stuff. So 300 and Spartans and all them. So loads.
Cool. Very good. Right. Okay. Next one.
So the next one was actually suggested by Simon Foster. So I thought, yeah, why not? Jungle Warfare.
Why isn't that called Jungle is Massive?
Jungle is Massive. Well, we can give it the unofficial name.
Or even Jungle Warface.
Warface.
Oh yeah, typo.
Oh yeah.
Warface. Yes, I like that.
Hey, it's not me. Before everyone says I have nothing to do with this whatsoever. This is purely Nathan.
That'll be it then. Jungle Warface Sig. That's going to stick.
You've been watching Full Metal Jacket, ain't you?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that's brilliant. I'm having that on a t-shirt.
So yeah, anything jungle warfare from any conflict, as long as it happened in or above or around a jungle.
Cool. Does that include Predator?
Yeah, that's in the jungle.
It's in the jungle.
Isn't it? So it doesn't have to be.
Get to the chopper.
Yeah, this is it.
The helicopter.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
So just scroll up a bit so you can't see the typo, please.
Okay, that's it. We just gloss over that.
No, I like that. We should leave it at that now.
I think we should leave it. It'd be a bit like brilliant. Sprouts, which I noticed Andy's changed now. It's not Sprouts anymore.
Not Sprouts anymore. No,
you should leave it as Sprouts. I preferred that.
Yeah. Small edit required on this one. So I'm thinking, do you know what? There's loads of stuff for this, isn't there? So that's a good one. So Simon Foster came up with that one. And Brian Brewster, in a roundabout sort of way, he wanted to do the D-Day Dodgers. So I thought, how can we do the D-Day Dodgers? Let's do the MTO. Because I did worry that someone might get a bit upset by the D-Day Dodgers thing. But then this one's a little bit of a rabbit hole, Because when you think about the Mediterranean theatre, it actually sort of goes a little bit post-war. So it goes up to the 1947. And it's got things like Iran, Iraq as well. It's got all sorts of less obvious things going on. But obviously you've got your Italian campaign, North Africa, and everything else in between.
Carthage.
That one.
If you're going back in time to
World War II, so a bit more.
Oh, we're not. Are we just keeping it into that section? Are we?
Yeah. So what have I got?
Fair
The six numbers. 10th of June 1940, September 1947.
All right. Okay.
Fair enough. So just to say, MTO, for people who don't know, it's the Mediterranean Theatre of Operation. Just in case, because you're always going to get people who
Well,
don't
what did we call it? So it properly sort of tied me in knots, this one a bit. The Mediterranean and Middle East Theatre.
Mm-hmm.
Or the MTO for short. The Americans called it the MTO, I think. But we called it the Mediterranean Middle East. So it covers everything. So it's like France as well is in there. So France, all that sort of jazz. So have some fun with that one. There's some really interesting stuff that happened on Iran. We kind of had a little bit of Iraq as well.
Presume it covers Malta.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, Malta.
Crete, Sicily, Italy.
Yeah, Italy, Sicily.
Use your common sense on that one. It's a little,
Tunisia.
it's a little bit of a grey area where one theatre ends and another starts, but
yeah,
I think let people use their discretion on that one.
Yeah.
Southern European / Northern African / Middle East theatre. Palestine, it covers Palestine as well.
Go.
Loads of stuff around there. Predates Israel. But there's lots of stuff in that Syria, Palestine, that whole geography of that part of the world changed, didn't it, drastically after the war. But it takes you up to 1947.
Very nice. And that will be the last SIG of the year. I'm sure we might throw in some other little ones as well.
Yeah, I've not put the weekendy type special ones on that document.
No, that's all right. That's fine for the main SIGs and group builds for next year. So the idea of it letting you know now, if you're going to the shows of late or in the near future, then you can get some kits in that perhaps you need, perhaps take advantage of the sales on at the moment and things, and you can grab something for obviously the group builds and SIGs coming up next year. But as I said, we'll probably throw in the usual ones when we do like weekend builds and various other ones, like the Easter one we normally do something, don't we? And then the various other, turkey shoot and stuff. So
yeah, just to pick up Tim's question about Vietnam F4s, I was thinking about this. Do you make it ground attack F4s, or do we have F4s that were shooting down other things that, I don't know, just it was Vietnam F4s count? I'm not going.
Yeah, it was over the jungle, wasn't it? So that's close
enough. It was over the jungle, and it was there to maybe attack something that was don't stress it. I'm thinking even like naval bombardment, like the offshore stuff. As long as it's like a jungle theatre, which Vietnam, the whole thing's a jungle theatre, wasn't it? Really.
I'm going to struggle for that first group build.
Which one?
Yeah, I was going to say, him and Andy are absolutely got nothing to build. What are you supposed to do?
I better start something now and then finish it.
Andy could finish off that mahogany. What was it you were doing? Your mahogany tank.
Which one?
See, I rest my case.
There was a T-62, which was the Egyptian, which was an Egyptian one. They wanted it for the 7-Day War, Yom Kippur War, and then there was, what else were they doing? Oh God!
Oh, it's that thingy tank, weren't it? The ZSU thing, the anti-tank.
That's it. Yeah, the Meng one, wasn't it? Yeah.
Was it Meng one or Takum? Takum.
Was it
Takum or Trumpeter? They're the only ones who've ever done that.
Yeah, I don't even know where they are.
Yeah, it's not a Shilka. I don't think it's a Shilka. You did the one before it. No, you did the one before.
Yeah, it's the predecessor to the Shilka.
It's the predecessor with the two.
Oh, it was, of course it was,
It's the twin gun, not the 4-gun. Yeah,
the bigger ones, weren't they?
Yeah.
Do one of them.
And John, for the Jungle is Massive SIG, is going to build a hovercraft from Gecko.
Gecko one.
Well, you've got nothing else to build for that now in your stash. So you're gonna have to. There's no point looking because you haven't.
The jungle one, I've got nothing for. I'm thinking one of those riverboats.
Actually, I tell a lie. He has got something because I can see it. The big box, the blue box at the top, you could do in South Pacific jungle type thing.
What P47?
P47, yeah.
Dirk's question about Greek being archaic, classical, or Hellenic, just as broad as it doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. If it's Greek, it's fine.
It could even be Alexander the Great.
Yes.
It was technically not Greek, but Macedonian, weren't it? But it counts. It's enough.
I think we'll just go for the broadest definition of what Greek is.
What you found, John?
Well, when I was speaking last night, I said I've got the Maryland for the MTO one. Yeah. I suddenly realised I got the Sparviero as well, haven't I?
It will, yeah. But what about for the jungle one?
Jungle Sig. I don't know. I'm tempted to get one of those riverboats for that.
Yeah, PBR.
With the
Tammy one.
PBR, yeah, that'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I don't think I got anything for the jungle one.
You know what? I think this year's group builds and Sigs is the one I've. Take two, I've got 1,000,001 things for that because it's as broad as it could be, isn't it?
Yeah.
But my stash is least prepared for the Sigs and group builds this year.
We've got Telford coming up, so.
I've got German stuff for North Africa, but.
Actually, I say that. I'm sure I remember way back seeing an episode of Space 1999 where they landed on a jungle planet.
That's it. I'm in. I can do the 22-inch version.
I'm sure Star Trek did, John. I'm sure
Star Trek must have done at some point.
You know, hey, you could do Endor, Bill.
Yeah, does Endor count as jungle?
Tell me.
It's a jungle planet, isn't it?
Yeah, jungle planet. Yeah.
You could do a walker or something, or an Ewok.
Wouldn't it more? Yeah, but it wasn't filmed in a jungle. It was filmed in North California, wasn't it? With the redwoods.
It's supposed to be a jungle, wasn't
it?
Was it?
Yeah, it's a jungle planet, weren't it?
More of a forest planet, I think.
Same thing.
You can't have a jungle planet.
Trees.
Cool. Right, should we just have a quick look round because we're sort of running out of time here, and I want to show off some things round in here. Sorry, we want that one there. John's been busy as always.
Oh, nice.
As I say, look, he's been very, very busy, and he's been working on various stuff, as you can see down in here, like the Tamiya Sauber. Very nice.
Cool.
Very nice.
Let's get that.
Very nice. Oh, look, a couple wagon.
Yeah, nice couple wagon. Still think we can convert yours into that.
That was the same thread then. I thought, what?
Yeah. No, he's working on multiple projects.
Whose couple wagon's that?
Matilda. I don't know actually. Did it say? Tamiya.
Tamiya one, is it? Good kit, that is. Really good.
And I assume that's the Tamiya Matilda.
Bloody hell. Is this all John's?
The girls one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Our group build Matilda.
Yeah. Got a nice little diorama base.
Oh, nice. Classic.
I want to do one of those Matildas.
Is Bovington still working on their Matilda?
Probably. Is Andy's going to be in mahogany?
Yeah.
I've done the Russian one in green, but
yeah, you got to do a proper one.
Yeah.
Don't do a Valentine, Andy. Just a bit different.
Yeah, I like the Matilda.
Yeah. Cool that.
Martin saying thanks for the show.
You're welcome.
You have a step-by-step on the Tornado ADV and not on the Air Defence variant, do we?
No.
Never done it. I've obviously done the GR1.
Not much different.
But I've never done the Air Defence variant. So, yes.
Which one? The Hobby Boss or Revel kit, which is best for accuracy?
For what?
Just go back up a bit, Phil.
What, Tornado?
I presume it was Tornado. Just go back.
Yeah, we're on it. Hobby Boss, or what is to say? I don't know. Nath, you're the expert.
What?
Revel.
Revel, I would have said, 'cause it's a lot newer than the Hobby Boss one.
Hobby Boss one looks up is accurate if you stood 2 miles away from it in a dark room.
Okay, so there you go. Go with the Revel one then. But again, beware because they're a bit like a Friday afternoon kit for some reason these days.
Yeah, try and get like a second-hand box if you're going to get one.
There you go. Roger's obviously talking about before. Anticipation of the postman bringing a kit and opening the said kit like Christmas. Look at the size of that.
Look at that.
There's always one. There you go. Working on the fully 3D printed RC 1/16 Aliens APC. I have got, let me see if I can find it. I've got a photo of the said real one before it was the Aliens truck, when it was still a aircraft tow. Somewhere here. I sort of just grabbed it off the interweb the other day. So I can find it. But as you say, you look at it and you're like, really? They didn't have to do some work to convert it. I'll find it now.
I never realised it was based on an aircraft tug.
Yeah, it's an aircraft tug. That's what it actually is. And I've got the said photos of it.
It makes sense now you're looking at it.
See that.
There we go. I have the photo here. I'll have to do a bit of zoomy here.
Yeah, you've just
there
ruined
it is.
The film. You've ruined the film.
That's it.
See it. I literally can't. Every next time I go to an airport now.
Yeah, you've seen an alien APC.
Well, the story is this thing's got basically no brakes, right? So the scene where it goes through the wall actually is an accident, and it almost killed half the crew because it weighs God knows how many tons. But obviously, where they had changed it and all the bits and pieces, they didn't upgrade the wheel, the actual brakes. So it basically apparently had very little brakes. So when it goes through the wall, it carried on. It went through the wall it was supposed to, and then didn't stop because it couldn't stop it. So, but yeah, there you go. So once you've seen it now, you can't unsee it. But that was how it started off in life.
Ruined the franchise and everything.
Ruined it. Yes. See, don't blame me. Blame the interweb.
Didn't need to show it us, though.
No. Very nice. Are you having it as rear wheel steer as well?
Having brakes.
Yeah, you're going to be legit and have no brakes for it. It'd be fine. Oh, look, Tiger Cat. Don't see many of them.
Not in... You don't, do you, really?
No. It's one of those really weird looking aircraft because nose on, it is so thin. The thing's like a freaking pencil. There's hardly anything to it. So, yeah, really nice. So it's the AMT Tiger Cat.
Still the only one, isn't it, really?
Looking forward to seeing Fielder, is it? Sometime.
Yeah. Moving on. I've got it here. I will never let go of it because it was donated to me from a very nice member who gave it to me. And but I have got the F7 F3P Tiger Cat here, the HPH resin one, and I look at it every now and again and just stroke it because it is a gorgeous kit.
It is, yeah, they're nice, yeah.
I've got two of those there. Oh, right, okay. What is that? That's a walking thing. 3D printed walking tank from Mark.
Oh, okay.
It's different, isn't it?
That's definitely different.
Absolutely.
Quite cool as well, actually. Yeah.
Does anybody else watch that stuff on the internet where, what do they call them? They've got actual name for them, but basically it's robots from like 1913 and how they try to overpower man. There's a series on YouTube about it, and they've done these AI generated films. It's brilliant, really is good.
You'll have to get us the link and tell us tomorrow.
I'll get you a link for that tomorrow because actually it really is cool to watch it. Oh look, someone's got in full merch.
Look at that.
So well done, Ian. Look, that's what everyone needs. A T-shirt, whereas you need a mask set, and with the mask set mug as well.
Look at that.
Looking very handsome. He could be our pin-up.
He is. There you go. You've got a job, Ian. You're our model.
You're our model. You can be our model for that one. So yes, so well done, everybody. Good job on that one. Keep them coming. Obviously, we'll be carrying on with these tomorrow as we make our way through. And sorry, you can see me there. So yes. Hold on, where's the pup? I've got the Lola's. Oh, there's the pup. I was just wondering. They were trying to kill each other earlier. So yes, that's all right. Good job. But well done, everybody, for going through all of that. If we have a quick last run round everything that's going on at the moment. Remember, if you do want to join the Motley Crew and everywhere, just pop onto the main site, click on to membership. Full details are down below in here. Obviously, you can join via Patreon, and you can be UK Enjoy Patreon if you want. They accept credit cards and debit cards and all things like that. Lola. Oh, get off. Sorry, dog's trying to nick the water as well. And obviously down in here, we've very funny. We've actually got the pup's done it now. They're both doing it. We've also got the normal PayPal way of doing it as well. Anyway, full details are down there below. Obviously the PM store, they're doing their 10% off all orders over £25. That's all paints, goodies, tools, everything, anything you can find in here. But as I said before, make sure you get up to 25 quid because a lot of you have got just under 25 quid and you don't get the discount. So make sure you do 25 quid and over and you'll get 10% off your order. All right. So just spend 10% more and you've basically got it for free. So you'll be absolutely fine with that one. Obviously, I'm doing the stuff as well. If you pop over to the store, Flory Model Store, I've got great discounts obviously on the washes. We've got the thick washes at £30 for the set, and individuals just under a £5. And then obviously we've got the normal washes down in here. We've got all your pigments. We've got your polo tops, your t-shirts, your aprons, and obviously we've got your mugs, hoodies, all your other bits down in here as well. So if you want to grab the trays, we've all looked down to 9 now on the mugs. When the mugs are gone, they're gone. There is no more. We've obviously got your nippers and a few other things. Some things are selling out here. We sold out tweezers today down in there as well. So we've got all of those. Don't forget, you can pop over to Braveco and they've got all of the Flory model stuff as well. So if you want to pop over there, the links for all of these are down below in the show notes, absolutely everywhere. And obviously, if you want to get any of your DSP or your display stuff, they're the people to get them from because they're the official European importer for them. You can do them all down in there. Gary, who's in chat, you can find him in there. Where's his code button? Hold on. There it is. You can get anything from Tiger Hobbies as well, UK, down in here. And all you do is put the promo code PMTiger10 or PMTiger10 and get 10% off your order. And that includes stuff that's already discounted. You get a further 10% on top of that as well. And obviously, they've got a great range of models and die-cast and figures and anything you could ever want as well. So all your bits and pieces over there, as I say, links down below for all of these. All right, you can grab any of these, he says. Get rid of that. And then last up, we've got, if you're in America, we've got High Altitude Hobbies as well. And obviously, you can go along to Brett and he'll sort you out. He's got all our washes, all our pigments. And if you do want some sanders, he's apparently still got sanders there. So you can grab those as well from them just off there like that. Also, last up, Donkit 17, which is obviously our official store. It probably will change name next week and will be obviously PM models, but it's Donkit 17. Just put that in your search as well and that will come up with there. That's where all our kits and stuff is at as well. So if you want any other bits of kits and stuff, you can pop over and you can grab them from in there just like that. And as I say, there's many, many pages full of it. Just click along through and you can see all of it down in there, or you've got your little search thing. Because there's 278 items up on the store right now up on eBay. So yes, lots of stuff. Good job. And there we go. That was day 1 done. I feel like Dr. Dolittle. Can you see this? This is a nose of another Labrador. Who's literally, I don't know why. Do you know why? Because we used to do these shows to 5 o'clock, didn't we?
Yes.
And she thinks it's now 5 o'clock, so it's dinner time. So you're an hour early. So yes. And the other one's got her bone leaning against my chair. So thanks, pup. So good job. Right. Any other last minute questions? Anybody got any questions before we go? Last thing to do, don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure that obviously you make a comment in any of the ones, either obviously Flory Models members, pop it in yours, or obviously into the YouTube chat, and then I'll pick somebody completely at random, and they'll be winning a polo shirt. So one of the nice polo shirts I've got under here. So there you go. Finally, they've got the big logo on the back and everything else like that. PM giving away anything yet? Or you save yourself for tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Right, don't want to peek too soon. I know.
Well, no, it's not that. I ain't got it here. I've left it.
Oh, right. Okay, you need to show it. All right, fair enough.
I forgot to get it out, didn't I?
Yes, fair enough. That's okay. So obviously we're going to be back with you tomorrow, 10 o'clock in the morning. Going to run to around about midday, and then we'll be back in the afternoon from 2 till 4. And obviously we've still got lots of those little demo videos and tutorials and things. I'll demo the wash. I've obviously got a thing about using buffer balls down in here, and a couple of other bits and pieces. Matt's got some other stuff as well about paints and tools and glues and varnishes and stuff like that as well. So we can show you all about those ones tomorrow. Yes. So yes, that's good. Are we all done then, gentlemen? Are we all fine?
Yep.
Yep.
Very good. Right. Okay, then, guys, we will leave it right there. Thank you very much for being with us. Thank you very much for supporting us and everything we do. And a big thank you, obviously, all for watching us. So until tomorrow, everybody, happy modeling. Take care. And we'll see you tomorrow. Say goodbye, gentlemen. We're out of here.
Bye-bye.